Thank you, Ginny. Félicitations, Targamas, as well. Welcome to PGL. Here, I'm Laure. This is Odo, and this is Yike. Yike, first impressions after this series.
He's so mad.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm more sad. Like we won, but it's like a very weird feeling of like winning.
Yeah. How did you bring this one back though? Because I mean, first game we know what happened. Second game was super close. Third game was close as well. What did it come down to, you think?
I mean, we managed to be very clutch in the end. Like you said, like we have to farm up. Like they're playing better than us. Like every early game,
Yeah.
they're doing good. They're playing objectives good. They played good today, and we were just playing very bad. We were very scared, and they were not scared. So that was like the difference. And yeah, I mean, I think we just had to clutch it in like some crazy fights, like the Atakan, for example, and we managed to do it.
I was curious, did this feel like...
That's me after winning.
I was curious, did this feel like maybe it's one of those situations where you come up to a series and you feel like it's supposed to be easy because you're playing a weaker opponent, and then their sort of level of play surprises you? Because I've been in these situations often where you walk up and you're like, oh, you know, it's just one of our easier opponents, some dopamine today, and then you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
was it one of these two situations?
for sure. I mean, I'm always scared of being like too cocky, and I think me and the team were like, it's very easy to be cocky after like you won the last split and you're playing versus teams on paper that are like worse, like on the lower end, and it's just very easy to be more cocky. And I think we were, and they played very good, and yeah, we just played bad.
Did you feel like it was maybe a turning point in game 2? Because I feel like game 2 was the most contested one. It was the harder one. Even though game 3, yeah, you guys fell behind, but I feel like the comeback was a little bit easier than in game 2. Game 2, it was just such a slugfest, and it was dragged on for so long. Do you feel like after this, you managed to calm down a little bit and approach game 3 a little bit easier? Because I felt like game 1 was a storm. Game 2 was a little bit difficult. So how was mental progressing through that game 2 and going into game 3?
Yeah, for sure. After game 2, we managed to get more fights. You know, game 1, we just gave them the whole win. We just gifted a win for them. And game 2, we were fighting more, and I think that's very important for us. And we did it in a very like crazy way because yeah, they won some fights, we won some fights, and we managed to clutch it out. And then going into game 3, we just knew that like we know that we are a better team, so we just have to play our own game and just not tilt and this kind of stuff, and then we are going to win against them.
Who's the voice of reason, if there's one, in games like this? I expect that you would be positive maybe with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, usually me and Targa have like big voices. We're like the most experienced ones, and yes, usually us like trying to keep the mental in like good state. But I think everyone was doing their job well today.
Although you've been in situations like this, as you said, usually I feel like it's really hard to like lose your confidence and also like lose your League of Legends in that sense, and like completely forget where you're supposed to be on the map, what the next play is going to be like what do players like have to hold on to in moments like this?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I feel like that's where autopilot kind of kicks in. The good habits that you're building in scrims, especially in game 2, when every 2 minutes there's a big team fight happening, and once the horses are off the leash, it becomes a little bit hard to get everyone back in check. So I feel like it takes a lot of mental fortitude. It always kind of like what Yike said as well. It's really important to have someone who is cheering everyone up, keeping everyone grounded, and being like, okay, we're still doing this, we're still doing this, we're still playing for this, we're still doing that. Because it's so easy to get lost, and just having a little or a good reset timer between the games, because I feel like it's really easy for it to spiral between the games and lead from, you know, game 2 slugfest to game 3. Especially when you start from 0, it's hard to keep it together if you're not aware of it, that it's happening in that sense.
And I feel like when you're winning so much on stage, and I'm thinking that in scrims you win, you guys win as well, you're not so used in situations like this, and I feel like it was the same at G2 for you. You get on stage, you're used to winning, having the lead, not being in this situation, so like you can't train for cases like this, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, these cases are very rare in scrims, because usually, yeah, in scrims we are doing better, we're playing good, we're not as scared, and yeah, I mean, it's still important for us to get these kind of games on stage, because I think we learn a lot from these games. Like, we can learn a lot from these games, and yeah, especially like the way we play from behind, because I know we're a good team from behind, so we just have to make sure that, I mean, I just don't want to get behind like every game.
Of course. But yeah, you also have to know how to play in situations like this. So you said there's a lot to learn. Any specifics that you can give, maybe?
From today, I don't know.
Okay,
actually. I'll take
it's
it back.
fine. Yeah, I'll let you sleep on it. It's completely fine. The Kia player of the series was Kalist, though. A lot of good moments in this game. A lot of smiles here as well, from what I see. What did,
Oh my God.
When was
That's when
that?
my head was down
my
as well.
God.
Well, that's game 3 when you guys won.
This is
I
when
guess.
this is when we won, by the way.
Yeah,
These are
yeah, that's
matches
the
where we
winning
win.
moment.
Kinda smiling a bit.
So much relief. I mean,
It feels like the smile of relief, of like, oh no, Rea's not
Target
going to
as
be
well.
happy.
Everyone was, everyone was
It's
embarrassed.
like,
after
guys,
today.
what was this? I wish we could hear the voice comes, honestly,
Oh,
of games like this. Thinking about the LEC, something that I've mentioned to Targa and the rest of KC is obviously you guys coming back from first stand, having won Winter. This is as well a situation you've been into with G2. Is there anything that you're working on or like telling the team in terms of like implementing process so that you guys don't burn out in this long season that you guys are going to have and don't take these games too serious?
Yeah, I mean, I think the staff came up with like very good ideas how we want to take the split, and we are like doing it in a very slow way to start, and that's also why we have some like messy games. But yeah, we're like going very slow in spring split because I know like from G2 from the last 3 years that we played a lot, and it can be the same this year. So I really don't want to get burned out, and I think no one in the team wants. And yeah, we're just making sure to just take everything slow, and we just slowly like ramp up.
I feel like it's hard, Odo. Like when you look at teams, and as well, you've been in situations like this, going to Worlds, going to international events, having good rankings during the splits. How do you manage your energy, but also make sure that you peak at the right time, but also stay consistent? Because it's a marathon. I know we always say this, but like it's a better marathon when you keep on winning.
well, I mean, I can speak from experience that we did get burned out most of the times when I was going to playoffs. I felt like we were using so much energy because everyone's so eager to practice a lot. You end up, just from the fact that you want to do so much, you use too much energy in the regular season. And most of my teams, when we would go into playoffs, we would be completely burned out by the later stages, and that's why, most of my teams are failing.
Civil war explodes.
Yeah, it's also the civil war. It's just when you start running on fumes just because you over practice and overtrain, that's when frustration starts building up. So what I wish I would have learned earlier as well is that you need to take it a little bit more slow, even though it feels like you might be slacking or sacrificing a little bit. It is really, really important that you peak at the right time because no one really cares if you peak, in week 8 versus, Billy Boss team or something, McDonald's team, because no one really cares. No one really remembers those games, but everyone's going to remember you maybe choking in playoffs or, not showing up in playoffs when you're the perceived biggest dog in the league.
I agree, but how easy is it to do, like, as a veteran, of course, and I consider you a veteran of the league now, Yike, but like when you have someone as young and fresh and eager to win as like Vladdy and Kellist who want to give their 150% every week and every game, do you put a leash onto them and tell them to chill, guys?
Yeah, we kind of have to put a leash because for sure they are the most motivated ones. It makes sense. They're very young and they're very hungry, even after we won first split. And it's like I can see similar things with how I was in 2023 with G2. We won winter split. I was very hyped, I just wanted to keep smashing everyone in spring split, and that was like the only split we lost. So I think I don't want us to make the same mistake, and that's why I focus a lot on us, the way we take the split, and I hope that they listen and learn from it as well.
And I feel like it's not easy to do. Nothing is easy in the state of the league right now. Let's take a look at the standings because I don't even know where we stand, guys. I don't even know how things are after this week. I have no understanding of the LEC right now, Odo. Make sense of all this.
Heretics, big surprise still.
Because the standings make sense. When I see KCG2, Fnatic, top 3, this is what I expect. SK there, I really want to see how far they can take it.
There's a little bit more nuance, I feel like, to the teams, because I feel like, for example, MKOI did start off by playing G2 and K-Corp, so now it's going to be technically the easier teams that are coming through. SK, big surprise for me. BDS, even though they're 2 and 3, I feel like their games, just the level of the gameplay has been a little bit lackluster, and I feel like they're, for me, my bigger disappointment of the split in that sense. But outside of that, I feel like everything is in order, everything is in balance as it should be. The big question I have for me is Vitality. How are they going to keep on progressing? Because we see good things, we see bad things. It's messy, I feel like it's still a little bit more consistent than it was with Philly, even though now Niski is on out-of-field support duty. There's signs of life, and I feel like there's still improvements to be had. But outside of that, top 3 is quite stable.
Any team we should keep an eye on, Yike, outside of the top 3 that we see?
Yeah, I mean, I will also say, I think Heretics is doing much better, from today we saw, and I think SK is also doing better. There was the teams that were, more at, the bottom last split, but for now, I feel like the bottom, 6, kind of, I feel like everyone is just winning against each other, so it's really hard to know who's going to be, I guess it's 4 teams going out, right? So
Yeah.
it's gonna be very hard to know who's gonna be like going out and still qualifying to playoffs. So I mean, the split is gonna be very interesting for sure.
Do you guys want to make predictions on who doesn't make it?
No,
No.
I can.
Make my job a little bit
Yeah.
easier because I'll have to predict at some point.
Okay, but you go first.
right.
But that's so easy for you to just bandwagon on me.
I want to take the same as you.
Say it.
Okay, so Rogue, GX.
Okay.
Well, now you see the pattern, you know.
Yeah.
So
All
I would
right.
say Rogue, GX, BDS. Oh, and before today I would have said Heretics, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
For
Now
me,
I'm pu-
Heretics makes it.
For me, now I'm putting Heretics and SK over Vitality. So I think for me, my bottom 4 would be BDS, Vitality, GX, and Rogue.
Yeah.
So basically, the 4 that are like at the bottom.
Yeah,
That we see here. Like, yeah,
I
you're
had 0
perfectly in
stones on
order.
SK and Heretics, but now I'm all in.
I see it. I
Well,
see it. Yeah.
Even though it might sound like I'm just copying Odo, it's actually the same. I would have said the same, I promise.
All
And
right.
Yeah, I think those 4 look a bit weaker right now. I think SK and Heretics are looking much stronger. So yeah, it's the same for me.
All right, we'll put a
didn't
pin on
copy
that. It's fine. Yeah, copy his
I'm sure
homework.
you
It's fine.
didn't.
He's here for that. I think we're gonna end things here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know it wasn't easy, but congrats on the win. We take those anyway. Odo, thank you so much as well. This is the menu for next week, as we see here. Any matchup that we should keep an eye on before we go. Ooh.
Team Heretics, Vitality.
Yeah,
ironically.
that's the banger I'm looking at
That's the
right
banger,
now.
and there's Vitality and Koi as well
I
on
think
day
Vitality
3.
Koi can be fun, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be really fun.
yeah.
What about GXK Corp?
That one's gonna be fun. If
Yeah.
we play the same as we did today, then it's gonna be spicy, but I
Yeah,
hope
give-
we don't play the same.
Yeah, give me
Everything
3 games
is
of that.
chaotic. Everything is chaotic. It is the theme of the split, as we have decided. Guys, thank you so much once again. And that's all for us here on week 3. We'll be back for week 4, the halfway point of the regular season. So next Saturday, we're back to regular time with games starting at 5 p.m., 4:45 for Ready Check. No more 3 best of 3s. We're back to normal schedule, but hopefully way more chaos. Teams, please continue. Guys, girls at home, take care. We'll see you next week.
Play with vowels. Nice. I want stress. Yeah, me too. I'm ever strong. I win. 10 songs. Nice. Really good. You can use Chippy. Oh, you can keep Chippy for next game as well. Useful. Doctor, go. No flash. No flash. You're not. You're not. Nice. Reeker. So damn tanky. John already down. MF zone, MF really fast. Thank you. Yeah, get him. We're gonna go to mid. Kill his ass. I have the win too. Nice. Nice, well played.
Suddenly you can't actually stop the combo. Combo Sheo's here though, and Targamas no longer has the flash. Vision, passion, aggression coming in from Heretics. Stan goes back in for the slow on Yike. The rupture doesn't hit. Yike gets through the hearts of Heretics.
Thank you. I'm ready. I'll see ball. Okay. Okay. That's your 20, by the way. Is there a way we can run there? I can start. Keep walking. Yeah, we can. There is absolutely no way. Get me out. Oh my god. Oh god. What a disgrace, man. Disgraceful.
G2, the perfect